So when it's told, they don't look human. They look like some type of animal. They look like some type of criminal. The first thing you do is when you put it out where Devin was arrested, and they put that, and none of those things ever have anything to do with that person being killed. Matthew, but the way when by the time the media spins it, no one cares that these young men were murdered. No one cares that their mother is crying. The only thing that you see is, and Sheriff Morgan has said it out of his own mouth. And whenever I'm just using Keyshawn because he said it specifically that he was living a lifestyle and basically he got what he deserved. When you have a sheriff that calls all our black children super predators, when you have a person who sits on the school board, for gosh, who has a entire website, as you've seen his blog, dedicated to throwing black children out and then also reinforcing the super predator term and using that, you label our children as criminals, thugs, and some type of miscreants when these were just young men and they were just doing the same thing that everybody else does, trying to make it to tomorrow, going to work, trying to provide for their families. And so with that is why when people say, well, why don't they? Because it's just another life on the street. And to them, you just taking out each other. So you help us. And as citizens and community members, we pay your taxes and you have to be up there every day. What's going on with my son? Did you find anything new? Because that's exactly it is. You have to go to Tallahassee because I've been there. You got to be in these people's face every single day because they're going to forget their name just like you don't see it on the news anymore. There's no way white kids would be killed, whether it's by police or anyone else, and they're going to investigate that. They're going to be super great citizens. When the young man raped the woman at Stanford, he had a family, he was great. Never did they talk about the woman. It was specifically how great he was. But when my child is shot, you want to bring up he stole candy when he was 5 years old. And none of those things have anything to do with the other. This man, they had a life. And instead of saying that they were killed and we're going to investigate it, you put all these things in there so people look at them and say, well, yeah, it was what it was. They were thugs. And they sweep it under the rug. And so, see, when I say that because you pay their salary, are we not paying for sheriff's office? Are we not paying for police? You have to take them and come and get down there. What's going on? Because if not, they will keep going just like it's another day. And we also, not only the community, but those people that we are electing in office, we need to make sure that they're doing their job. And when election time comes around, vote these people out.
Yeah, I do want to say that as well too, because I know that I am a follower of Doug Baldwin. He is a Republican. You have to switch your...
Well, he did. That was just strategic. 70% of the people who live here are white. Yeah. So you have to be, because that's the only way you're going to get elected.
That's what I'm saying. We have to, in order to vote for Doug Baldwin, I didn't know that we have to switch parties. So I didn't know as well. I'm just trying to, we got to, we are the I think we have a lot to say. I just found that out. So I'm saying, I know I need Baldwin in office. I need him out. So before August 1st, isn't it? You have to change Republican.
I was all wrong.
Just to vote for him.
Yeah.
And we need to make that imperative, because that's another thing too. This
local
is
primary.
We need to get our people in the office
and let people know that you can change back, because there's a lot of people that just did it.
And that's why
even when Bernie Sanders, people switched to Democrat just so they could vote for him, and then they turn back around. So it's not like you stuck having to be a Republican.
Right. It's just
you can change.
And that's the manipulation that.
I definitely have to give him credit for what happened in my case, because he was on top of things. It was 5 minutes I was getting a phone call. So I knew how the system worked. Then they had brought in the FDLE, the SWAT team, the Pensacola Police Department, the Sheriff Department, and the Alcohol, Fire, Tobacco. So I know that they can solve these murders. You know, just like they can solve the murders of the officers that get killed. They stay on it. They stay on it till they get something. They catch the person every time. You know, so I feel like we need more black officers. And I would love to have a black sheriff, especially Doug Baldwin, because he knows the streets. He knows people. He knows the hot spots. He was a sheriff for he worked for the sheriff city of police for 25 years. So if we can just give him a chance, you might have to switch over, and you will have to switch over from Democrat to Republican to vote down. But you'll still have time to be able to switch back to Democrat when it comes time for the election, presidential election. Yeah. So I'm Matthew Cox's mother, and the reason why I'm here today is because this has been 4 years that my son has died. You know, I was out here with Tammy, and Tammy right here, her son's birthday is today. So we just decided to get a few people to come out here and just show love for each other. You know, my son was only 19 when he died. And that's a picture right here of him that was drawn lately by CJ.
Carter J.
Carter J. And I asked him to draw a picture of my son. Kind of what would he look like after 2 or 3 years? You know, today. So it can soothe my nerves. I mean, it soothes my pain. You know, and I think he is an excellent artist. I really do. And my daughter has been writing.
That's what's up.
And I might just have to have him to do another one, but he's an excellent artist, so I had to mention him. But I do know if we had enough officers, or even black officers on the street, that we wouldn't have all these problems.
Amen.
These young guys know that we have a shortage of officers. We don't have any black investigators. So let's say we had a black officer, let's say go over in Jay or Milton, and they knock on the door, and it's a white person. Do you think they're gonna open the door and tell you anything? No. But you get a black officer, one that know the community, they'll talk to them. I know for a fact. They'll talk to them. They might say don't tell you, but I can give you some leads. But we need some more black officers. You know, we mothers, we like riding an emotional roller coaster. One day we're up, one day we're down. Every day I wake up, I feel like my son was killed just last night. And I walk around looking happy, but on the inside I'm burning with anxiety. I pray, I've tried medication, nothing works. You know, so and again, I do stand in solidarity with what's going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, but we need to focus a little bit on Pensacola in whatever state you live in.
Amen.
You have to put focus on where you live also. Because when we have a murder in Pensacola, it's like everybody get outraged just for a moment. And then after about a week or two, you know, they're arguing and fighting. Somebody know who killed my child, but they don't want to say anything. But when it hits their doorstep, they want to go out and say, somebody knows something. And I'm looking at them like, yeah, I know. You know, I try to tell my story to people. I have people to tell me that every time I come around them, that I depress them. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear what I have to say. They get tired of hearing it. I never heard people say, why is she bringing up this old stuff? They don't want to hear it. You know, that's why I have Tammy's family, my family, and other mothers. Pain, we all come together and we talk and we do this. We can understand each other. But it hurts my feelings for people when I'm around them, they're crying, they act like they hear me, they change the subject, and they just don't know it could be their child.
Yes.
Next.
Brother, cousin.
I have 2 other daughters that I have to, it's hard because it's hard for me to trust after all of this. This guy walked up to my son. He robbed my son. My son found room to get away. He ran into the house and this guy ran behind him in a rage and shot through my door and shot my son in the heart. Now that's just devastating. But you know, I hope the system don't let him out, because right now we still have to go to court. He's been sentenced to life, but for some reason we got to go back to court again because he was 17 years old and 8 months, so they charged him as a juvenile.
Oh,
I don't
Jesus
know why they
Christ.
had to wait till my son got killed to charge him as a juvenile when he had several gun charges before that. But we have to go back and he has to be resentenced. So that's a burden on me, and it's really, I thank God for giving me the strength right now to be able to talk because it's hard. It's been 4 years today, you know. So I just want to ask everybody to pray for me because I'm not in the best of health. Even though I look like I am, I try to stay busy in the community. Any kind of way that I can be an asset. I volunteer. I work with children. You know, I try to teach them the right way. So we've been working on programs where we can take them to the jailhouse so they can see how it is, and take them to to the courtrooms and let them sit in the kids' court and see what's going to happen. Let them know what the consequences are. A lot of them don't know what the consequences are before they commit these crimes.
That's right.
So I just want to end this with, I love you, Matt. I love you, Matt. I love you, Matt.
Amen. For sharing in this, allowing me to share my gift in this auspicious occasion. You know, as an artist, I strongly believe in using your God-given talents to make a way for yourself. You know, and if you stayed in your gifts, that's directly connected to God's purpose for your life. You know what I'm saying? The things that you're passionate about, the things that you love, doors will always be open. Phone calls will always be made. You meet amazing mothers like yourself. It's just giving me awesome visions on how I can better use my gift to help, uplift y'all spirits, you know what I'm saying, and keep y'all up during this time, because I know that's what they do.
Yes.
You know, easy, you know, and I don't want to, I never press for pockets too tough, you know, because I know that, you know, he's providing for me as I go along. So, you know, I deal with with the level of people who I'm dealing with at that time, you know what I'm saying, with this gift. So my price could be $10 or it can be $500 depending on who I'm dealing with, because that's how he gave it to me, you know what I'm saying, and that's the blessing that I encourage all young people to be involved in, you know, so that they can, you know, operate outside these systems that were designed to keep us bound up. And, you know what I'm saying? And I believe just, you know, in drawing Matthew's spirit and brother, when I get ready to draw brother Devin's spirit from y'all energy, these were some passionate dudes. You know, I got a 10-year-old daughter, you know, I haven't seen in like 4 years now, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I feel my brother, to not be able to be with her, man, aches. You know, and I ache for Devin's daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, you know what I mean? Like, I wish I was in a position that's give to her, you know, in his absence, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, soon come for mine, you know what I mean? And I just thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of this occasion again, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And my name is Carter J. I am the world's greatest live portrait artist.
Amen.